Hi, this is Ben from the band Lind Optical. Welcome to another one of our behind the scenes videos. In this video, once again, we're looking at the making of our song called Paradise. In previous videos, we've looked at where we got some of our vocal samples from for the track and how we've strung it together on the backbone of this particular one-note repeating guitar riff. In this particular video, we're going to be looking at how we've now started fleshing out the song with some more sort of subtle, strange, little weird sound things. So we're going to be looking at how some of these have been made in this particular video. Okay, well, why don't we start with weird sound thing number one then. I've decided to call this sound the wasp in the laundry sound because it kind of sounds like an angry wasp caught in a washing machine. But how the hell was this sound made? Well, don't know if you remember in a previous video I was talking about how I was trying to use samples and production techniques that sort of tied in with the theme of heaven and paradise. So actually, believe it or not, this weird angry wasp in the laundry sound was actually based originally on a medieval Gothic choir sound. I honestly don't remember actually where the original sample was from. It's probably from the composer Gesualdo, maybe Lassus, I'm not sure. But let's have a listen to how we got there. We start with the original sample here. Then at a particular point we catch a repeating loop in it. Then we put it down in pitch to fit in with the same key as our track. Then we add a distortion sound to it. Then we add this sort of oscillating filter sound which sort of waves up and down. And then we have that rising up in frequency and back down again. So there we have it. Evil wasp in the laundry coming from a Gothic choir. Okay, let's move on to weird sound thing number two. Now, at a first listen, this might just sound like a weird little sharp, pointy keyboard sound, but actually it's a vocal sample. It's fitting in with the heaven theme again. I took a little sample from this this German industrial Gothic band. I think they're sort of from the early 90s, called Das Ich. This song is called Gottes Tod, which means God's death. And I took a sample of just the word Tod there and put a load of distortion on it, and then played it in a particular rhythm, added in a sort of big sort of prodigy type keyboard sound in along with it, and then if we listen to that in the context of more full groove, this is how it sounds like in the rest of the track. Okay, let's look at weird sound thing number three. This sound I've nicknamed the seasick donkey because that's kind of what it sounds like. How was this made? Well, this was actually from a keyboard sound where it changed the sound depending on how hard you pressed the key of the keyboard. If you pressed gently, it sounded one way. If you pressed hard, it sounded another way. So let's have a listen. First of all, we start by just pressing a key gently. Bit harder. Bit harder, and harder still. Add a bit of distortion effect. Harder, and even harder. Then basically just what I did is I just made a little pattern by just sometimes pressing hard, sometimes pressing soft, until I got this nice little pattern going. Then basically just added this evil distortion effect onto it, and there we have the seasick donkey sound. So let's listen to this in the final mix to see how it ends out. So there you go, there are a few weird sound things for you. As a special bonus section to this video, I've decided to put in a little deleted scenes feature. One of my favourite composers is a classical composer called Michael Tippett. In particular, I always loved this section from his amazing piano concerto. And I decided to experiment when I was writing this track to see if it would fit in with this groove, and I put it over the main groove of my track and thought it worked really well. Had to play with the timings a bit, manipulate it to get it to fit in exactly with the rhythm. But when I did, I thought it sounded really good. Unfortunately, when I came to actually assembling the final track, it was getting much too long, and this section just didn't quite gel with everything else that was in there. So unfortunately I had to let it go, but I've included it here for your listening pleasure, so enjoy. And I guess this is as good an opportunity as any to say thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you again another time soon. This is Ben from the band Lind Optical signing out, so bye for now. Bye.